Welcome back to some more Path of Exile. So, yes, I thought we'd just... This might be a shorter video. God, I hope so. Last video, I did a lot of dithering about the passive tree. This time, we're going to actually make the passive tree. I thought that might be useful to somebody. Probably not. But I think I've sort of developed, not exactly a plan, but... as I was saying last time, this is the max roll build your own passive tree planner. It's the least worst option. Unfortunately, POB doesn't have an Atlas tree planner because they don't consider the Atlas tree part of the character, which is completely fair because it ain't. So, yeah, I thought what we'd do is we would actually sketch out a plan live coming to a screen near you now. And that might be useful in case you're ever thinking of doing similar things. You can, of course, not do this. You know, you can just wing it. And arguably that could be fun. But why sacrifice fun when you can have planning? Oh, I probably would need to log in for this. Let me just pause this and log in case that's at all revealing. Okay, so that was confusing. Yeah, I have now logged in via creating an account, and somehow it knows what my account details actually are because it's got all of my saved. It's got all of my saved atlases. I think at one stage they had account sign in on just this, and it's probably transferred it. God knows. Anyway, that wasn't the point. I'd also love to get rid of this stupid bar they have at the top, but unfortunately. If you zoom in far enough to do that, or zoom out far enough to do that, like that, then you can't read the text. So, slight issue. We just have to live with things as they are. So, that's unfortunate. But, yeah, so, where were we? So we're going to start off. We know we're going to want essence. And I think I am actually going to go beasts. So I think I'm actually going to select the beast nodes here. And I mean, that might be expensive early on. So maybe we don't want to do that, but we want to go round because that's a fairly quick respec. And we're going to want to go up and get shaping immediately, because we want a chance for maps to be a tier higher. Now, I think Harbingers is probably a good idea, and we do need the other shaping. So there's an argument that says we do that, except probably that way, for as long as we want shaping. And then the question is, do we want Kirak for Atlas scouting reports and the extra Kirak mission per day? It kind of depends on how good map drops are this league, because it varies per league. So, now, so far, I got a lot of maps in the end of the campaign. I'm hoping that bodes well, and that because this is not a league that has drops, maybe they've, because some leagues do, like Sentinel, I think they actually decreased the map drop rate because you had Sentinel powering up monsters, causing them to drop more stuff. On the other hand, we do have that this league, so I can't quite explain the high map drops. It could just be coincidence, so I don't know. I do know I'm probably going to skip the Labyrinth Trial of Glory, which normally I love because it provides gifts of the goddess, but they don't seem to be worth anything now. If they go up to 1 divine for a gift of the goddess, I will respec into this because it's free money. But do I want Kirak maps? I mean, I guess if we plan on not bothering, we can always spec into it later. I don't really like specking into Kirak, but we can. So let's say we're going high map drops. We're then going to want more essence. We are going to want duplicated, and we're going to want Well, we probably do want 3 additional essence, but we don't want that as urgently. We do want tier higher, but I don't want incursion, because I don't care about going to the Temple of Atzoatl, because I think it sucks. I am going to want Remnants of Corruption. I may want additional essence. I mean, I probably do want all the additional essences, but I need to be quite hard in order to fight like 10 essence mobs in tier 16s. But we definitely want tier higher. So there's an argument which says we go through the Kirak nodes and we go up here, but we could actually just go up here. If we decide to take Blight, which we might, because I kind of do like early Blight, then this area is super handy for that. And we have to go up here anyway, so I think if we path up here, let's assume that we're going to take Remnant of Corruption essence at the very least. And because I don't think I want to go through... Wait, Rogue Metamorph is still there? This Atlas tree's out of date. Okay. So, let's try again. Essence. And then let's say we're taking Shaping. And then let's say we're going to shoot across and take other Shaping. And then let's say we're going to go and get... Yep, right-hand side. Yeah, that whole metamorph thing. Very confusing. This is still Incursion, that's Blight, and then this is Ultimatum. Well, I'm not going through Ultimatum for now. I don't think I really fancy that. That sort of implies, unless we want to go through Ultimatum, to get to that essence, we're going to have to go around the quality nodes here. Unless we cut through Harbinger, which is kind of tempting. You could cut through Harbinger and go that way. It's actually more efficient. Or with Harbinger, we could cut through that way. If we're going Harb, we're going to want the other Harbinger nodes. Unfortunately, you can't actually click. Oh, there's a bug on this site where it won't highlight search results unless you actually select a passive, which is a slight issue. If we're going to go Harbinger, we would definitely want the Harbinger to actually appear. And that means they spawn more stuff. And you probably do want their currency shards as items. So then it's a case of where you go to get it. So there's nothing in it really. And you can warp across there. That's the other thing we could do. Where are we going to be in terms of our additional connected map chance? We're at 30%. Yeah, because for map progression, we kind of want a lot of that. I mean, I'm sort of torn here because if we go Wandering Path, then notable Atlas passive skills grant nothing, and notable passive skills are these big fellas. But not the huge fellas, those are keystones, like Wandering Path. So Wandering Path is great because it doubles the effect of small passive skills, which means, like at the moment, from these tiny nodes, we've got, you know, map drop duplication, and we've got additional connected map. That would be double, so we'd have 60% chance already of additional connected map if we had gone up to Wandering Path. And it is kind of on the way. But then you don't get tier higher essences. I mean, that's one drawback. So you're going to have worse gear. And you really want Shrieking to be the top end, so you can corrupt them into Deafening. because it's a good source of money. So if you do go Wandering Path, you kind of want to leave Wandering Path. And I don't really think it's safe to go no essence unless you're going rod crafting in Expedition, and I don't think I want to do that. So I don't think I'm going to go Wandering Path much as I do like it. Which kind of means we got to waste points over here. Now I could save points by not buying these connected map widgets. But I'm kind of right here, because you can walk between these gateways now. I don't know if you've seen this on the Atlas Passage tree, but if I buy that and I buy that, I can buy points out the other side without having connected. And there's a few of those gateways around, and they always link to the one directly opposite. It's sometimes useful, it's often not. But usually this one is the most useful. Yeah, so... what are the odds I want to be in here, in Breach and Vile side areas? Pretty low. What about Harvest? See, Harvest is really good. And it's not that I don't enjoy it. Actually, I kind of don't enjoy it. Expedition, I think, is fine for me. It's actually kind of fun, but it's not as fun as something like Blight. Yeah. So... I don't really want to do it. Breach is fun. I like Breach. A little bit rippy. But Harvest is rippy, and I just... the whole press the plunger, stand around thing gets old really fast. But it is very useful. But I don't want to do it. So I'm trying to decide, are we going 1, 2, 3, or are we going 1, 2, 3? Your guess is as good as mine, frankly. I think that they're all going to end up a respec. That one leads to Expedition to more. I guess this one we could get sooner. Are we going to end up specking out of Harbinger? Because we're going quite hard in a Harbinger this way. I mean, a little bit of Harb. Where's a little bit of Harb? That's a little bit of Harb. Do I want to go heavier in a Harbinger? Not sure. Not sure. Kinda do. But do I want to go into Blight? See, Harbinger keeps us in maps, which is nice. But then Blight can drop Divines. Harbinger, generally not so much. It can drop Fracturing Shards, and they're usually worth a lot. They won't be worth a lot now, but Fracturing Orbs will be worth money. And the drop rate isn't terrible. But we're also going to want these essence points. So I think we better buy those. And then we are relatively hard spec'd into essence. What is this one? Additional rare item with essence modifier. Yeah, I never bother with that. I mean, in theory it's a free essence, but it's a free random essence. I just let the loot filter worry about that sort of thing. Yeah, we're probably going to want that. So we're going to want these shizzle hard essences. I kind of wish I hadn't said that now. Yeah, do we want to go hard into Harb, or do we want to save some points and go into something else? I mean, as is, Harb is a nice add-on. If we go hard, we're going to get a lot more stuff out of it and might become really useful rather than just, okay, occasionally we get an annulment orb. It's kind of, do we want to farm annulment? I don't think I'm going to go Legion, because I think it's a mistake. Maybe later we'll go Legion. But I kind of want to go Beast. So I think to start with, We might even just do that. We might even just go essence. I don't think I could be bothered with strong boxes. I do like shrines. I do like shrines a lot. Where's the other shrine node? It's down here, isn't it? Because shrines give more monsters. I think I'm going to throw in shrines. At least that far. Oh, double buff. Yeah. Extra monster pack. Nice. So that's all extra fat loots. I think I'm going to spec this out as if I'm going Harbinger. Additional stack currency shards, additional Harbinger. I think that's kind of a luxury item. Yeah. We're probably... I mean, you can take two views with this. So, quite often I do like to spec them. So I like to get rid of Abyss and Breach. In fact, if I'm going Blight, I'll definitely want to do that. And what do we want to get rid of from here? I don't mind Rogue Markers. Delhi I'm fine with. Ultimatum I could live without. Blight and Ritual. So that one might not be as worth it. But over here we're talking Legion, Harvest, Expedition, Abyss and Breach. Don't really want any of those. You know? So I think probably it is going to be worth speccing into those at least. I don't necessarily want to block Ultimatum. I would quite like to block Ritual. I think I'm just going to presume that I will be doing this and blocking Breach and Abyss and Expedition and Harvest and Legion. And we'll keep Blight and Ultimatum and Delhi and Rogue Markers. This isn't really a currency strategy. People who are doing currency strategies have much smarter ideas, like that sort of thing. Actually planning on selling that stuff. And I'm not so good at that. I probably should be, given I'm in Trade League. But I tend to spec into things that I think are fun. Crazy idea, I know. So that's already a heavy commitment if this is our starting tree for the league. Now we got room for Blight or Beasts. I don't think we have room for both. Now there could be good money in Beasts, but not immensely good money. I always go Blight. I do like Blight. Blight is great. It is really nice having a source of oils, but I'm not crossing it off, so it may show up occasionally. It's just that that's not really going to be a reliable source of oils. On the other hand, these nodes only affect Blight in maps, so blighted maps which you get from Blight. None of this matters at all. So that's kind of a plus. I was thinking last league, when we did the week-long novelty leagues towards the end of Ancestor, I was thinking it would be smart to go into Blight early, or it'd be interesting to get into Blight early and use that as a source of currency. But it is kind of hard getting into Blight early because you at least probably want to start getting Essence and so forth. But I mean, so what do we got right now? We at the very least... Oh, I've done it again. I always think that button is Clear Search. And that button is Waste Your Time. And that button is Lose Everything You Just Did. So I'm fairly sure that we did... that, 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 And we did this for extra harb. We have done this. And we went around here. Went at the bottom for quality. We could have shot across, actually. Might be a bit smarter. Let's save some points there. That's quant. I mean, quant's nice, but that's already got... Oh, that's better quant. Yeah, I think that might be smarter. Let's go across here. Dive in there. And we'll see how we feel about needing to get those extra points. And then let's assume that we're going shaping. No, actually, we can go that way. And... because we're going to want at least 2 shapings. Where are the other shapings? One of them's up here. Is one of them down here now? I forget. Or are there now only 3 shapings? Oh, it is down there. Shadow shaping. No, that's not the shaping I mean. Yeah, so there are only 3 shapings. If we search for tier higher... Ah, they put it in there. Right. Yeah, and then they did this 7th gate thing, where if you get all the gateways, it unlocks all the map crafting options. So when you go to the map device, and there's a list of things you can add to the map, this will add all the ones that exist, rather than just the ones for the current league, which they select every league, and are on the website. Yeah, so we might want tiered higher, but I don't know. I mean, I've experimented with doing full-on tier higher, and I'm not sure that 100% is really necessary. I guess we'll see how bad the map drops are. Which way are we going? We're going that way or that way? Yeah, so we could save those connected map points, couldn't we? Because we could spec into that, lean that way, drop these points, but then you don't have additional connected map, which is kind of good. What's that? Duplicated. They're also duplicated. What is this? Strongbox. Which way are we going to end up going? Probably going to go around that way. I mean, we could also go around the bottom, but I'm not sure that we will. I don't think daily Kirak mission is going to help us much. It's probably those additional Kirak missions, if we want to go Kirak, that's useful. So I think there's 2 points, it doesn't really matter. Let's assume we're going that way, just to tie break the decision. Although sometimes when I switch Atlas direction, it is useful to have those points. And I don't think it's going to be useful. Well, Stream of Consciousness is actually quite good, though. I think we may want to get Stream of Consciousness because it gives us more of everything. So let's assume that we're going to. It means you can't throw in scarabs, but we're not doing that in League Start anyway. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing we've done, is we dropped all of that. And that means that that point is wasted, actually. And we'll probably just notch off Ritual. Yeah, let's just save this as, where are we? Affliction, start, save. Cool. Okay, just in case we screw it up later. So that's going to take us halfway with Harbinger. Oh, shrines. Yeah, I was going to double take those and then take those shrine nodes. Yeah, and then it was a case of, did I want to take... Can you not just... It's the worst save interface. Yeah, why doesn't the save button just have a save it? You know, save it over the same file option, like every application has since 1970 something. Since a lab in Palo Alto. Okay, moving on. It's then whether we want to take Blight. I might actually imagine that I'm going to, for the sake of deciding on what points I'm going to spend, save faffing about later. So if we are going Blight, Stream of Consciousness and all of this will give us a reasonable Blight chance. But it's always very hard to tell exactly what your chance will be of any particular mechanic. And we can guarantee a Harbinger and an Essence, because those nodes do. But you can't guarantee a Blight encounter, but we got pretty good odds. However, we're probably going to want at least some extra. I mean, this is Blight monsters spawn faster. This is all Blight efficiency, really. Oh, but they do have the reduced cost, which is very nice. On the other hand, if you're playing a build with a lot of damage, you don't actually need the towers, really. So I think this is kind of a skippable cluster. Whereas over here, you start getting into Blight being effective. Like more chests, and chests are lucky. And this is all juicy. Over here, we have a massive amount of chance to get Blight. And then this makes Blight easier, because the monsters take more damage. And Ichor pumps can survive more hits. So I would say probably a good baseline Blight would be massive chance to get Blight, and then spec into this and pick up Lucky. Screw the map crafting option. Additional reward. We'll take. I think that would be a pretty good baseline amount of Blight. And then we could choose if we wanted to make the Blight monsters squishier. And then we got some nice stuff up there. We might want to be across here for Delhi, potentially. This is all duplicated map drops. That's all duplicated map drops. That's Beyond, that's Ritual. And we may want to be across here for Beasts anyway, if we do go Beasts. Where else are the Beasts? Beyond. That's Bestiary. Yeah, I mean, I kind of do want to go Beasts. I think there could be good money in Beasts. But I don't think we can go Beasts as well. Because we're starting to run out of points. And by the time we're up to 100 plus Atlas maps, we're going to want to be up here. So something's going to have to give somewhere. I mean, maybe we run Blight early because it's nice low risk, and then we use that to farm up enough oils that we don't feel we're short, and to get some free initial loot. And then we plan on respecking it at beasts, because the blight spec is fairly low commitment so far, because we're kind of over here anyway. That's bordering on what might be considered a smart plan. And so if we plan on being in bestiary, we need to plan on being into these Exarch nodes as well. This is Ritual Beyond and High, so we don't need to be here. That's Torment. I mean, ghost farming was kind of a thing. This is novelty. This was last league. This makes ghosts so they can't possess map monsters, although if the map boss is already possessed, this doesn't stop it happening, which is kind of sucky. I hate Torment. I think the ghosts are dumb, so I kind of was taking that just to stop them doing that, but it doesn't actually stop them having any effect, which is unfortunate. They still touch monsters. Plus you get to touch monsters. I mean, it's all very silly. Bestiary, it is kind of fun, I suppose, but not that convinced. Beyond, and that's bestiary. Well, that bestiary we can work our way down to. If we spec out a blight, we can just pop down here. I think that's fine. Yeah, so let's... Do we just want to take this channel? Because this is a generally useful channel to be in. It is... I don't think it's more points. That's 3. That's 3. So, yeah. I think we're probably going to have to plan on this. And then probably on Exarch pack size and duplication. We should probably plan on doing that. And then or we plan on coming up this way, which isn't necessarily bad. We might want to plan on that in case we still want to be in Blight. Oh yeah, actually that's quite good because it's got all the oil stuff in it. Yeah, we are actually going to want to do that. Well, that's good because that at least puts us in this within a stone's throw of being up here, and then if we have to, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 makes no difference whatsoever. Oh, but we'll want to be in that. So, yeah, so we might end up going through Exarch into Beasts, and then in a direction into Beasts, and dropping these points. Otherwise, we might choose to come up here, grab this, grab that, over the top. That, if we do go over this top row, that is increasing the effect of map mods, which makes the map harder. This also puts us handily near shaping the world, in case we are having serious problems with maps. If we are, we'll probably need to have corrective action before that, and rather than taking some of these nodes, we can just shoot around here and grab that, because we're most of the way there anyway. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's the plan. So to start with, we are going Essence, block a load of stuff we don't like, Harbinger, shaping nodes, shrines, and blight. Many of my favourite things. And in terms of making currency, well, we can sell essence, we could sell oils, I don't in theory. I mean, it's possible. We can sell golden oils and silver oils. Not worth very much, but, you know, 80 chaos, I think, last league for a golden oil towards the end. You know, not bad. And we see what Blight's producing in terms of rewards. We might lean harder into it. We might decide to make it easier. Or we decide that we've had enough of Blight and we will respec into beasts, which will involve shooting down here, shooting out up here, and then shooting across here. Or just shooting across there and undoing this whole section, but probably out that way, because that'll put us conveniently up here for tier 16s. So this is not a rushing strategy. This isn't a rush to tier 16 strategy, which is a very valid strategy. If I wanted to do that, I would do what everyone else seems to, and I would go for Wandering Path early, which means there is no point in then speccing into these notables, any of those, but you get double effect of small, and that influences your choice of things. So it's really good in many ways. You know, it really ups your chance of additional maps, and if you take shrine nodes, you don't take the end ones, say, you might do that if you take Wandering Path, and then those two, you're going to have 40% chance to get a shrine in a map through that. You don't get the guaranteed shrine from something like that, but you will get, you know, 100% increased duration just from the two 25% nodes, because it's doubled. 100% increased effect. So, yeah. So yeah, Wandering Path kind of lets you, and then when you're taking shaping nodes with Wandering Path, you can just take these little nodes for 5% chances because they're double, so that's 10, 20, and then you don't bother taking that. And so this turns a 25 wheel of 3 into a 20 wheel of 2, which is actually not bad. So for Atlas Progress, it's not bad. I'm not sure it'd be that great for Blight. I mean, you'd get a fair amount of value. You'd get good, you know, really good chances on some things, extra reward chests and so forth. You just don't get the lucky or the oil extractors in this case. And you don't get, like, guaranteed Harbinger wherever it is. Where's my Harbinger? But, so you wouldn't bother taking this node if you're going Wandering Path. But I think you would take, yeah, these nodes, additional Harbingers. We might still take those nodes. But you'd take those because at least then you get, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60% chance for a Harbinger. Whereas we have a 100% chance, and then a bunch of chances for extra. Yeah, so that's another strategy. But, I mean, you could equally just go straight into beasts, and that would be perfectly valid. You could do pretty much anything here. I'm not even going to enumerate all the things you could do. You know, it's quite valid shooting up here for expedition, and ignoring all this. You can actually skip these shaping nodes and just spend more time in low-tier maps. Subject to having enough drops and so on. People go into Harvest. I mean, Abyss. I think Abyss is actually underrated. I have gained a lot of experience in Abyss, and I'm going to need either to buy a decent belt that someone else has found in Abyss, or likely spec into it at some point. Plus, I haven't looked at the challenges this league, actually.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Let's just do that now, and then we'll wrap up. Let me just look at the challenge requirements. Oh dear. I just saw Expedition. So, okay, so for challenges, and we do want challenges this league, because I'm actually thinking that's how I'm going to get an armor set. Some of these we can use. Oh god. Torment. Rogue Exiles. I can't stand Rogue Exiles. That means you have to spec into the Rogue Exile node. Strongboxes. That means you have to go to the Val Temple. Oh, nice. New league mechanic. Beyond. Blight! Yay! Expedition. Yeah. That actually isn't too bad. I think we could do this without speccing into Expedition if we unblock it. Tempted to unblock it so we can get the challenge done. Delhi, Rogue Markers, Ultimatum, Blight, Grove, Expedition, uncheck. Yep, Ultimatum. Well, I haven't blocked that. $200 fully complete ultimatums in red tier maps. That's going to get toned down, or ultimatum will get rebalanced. Tinctures, ascendancy, div cards. More crafting. Including some bestiary. Wait. There it is. Shit. I thought they'd taken Doriani's off the Remarkable Realms, but they haven't. God damn it. Otherwise, that's all fine. I'm looking forward to doing Acton's Nightmare already. Put on some gear. Ooh. Use the lab. That's mean. That means running the lab. Various combinations. Blight and Breach. Complete an expedition while you're in a breach. That's sick. Any 4. Oh, okay. Well, so you can skip that. You can skip that. You can skip. We need to do 4. Rogue Exiles. Tempest. Blight Boss. And then they're all dumb. I guess you'd have to complete an ultimatum and you'd use a Deli Orb, and you just skip those 2. I'm not going to look too hard at the rest because we're getting deeply specific. That's league related. Do some master missions. Atlas Memories. League. Content. What's this? Currency. Elder Slayers. Altars. Excuse me. Altars. Good gracious. Altars. Ooh. Complete any 4 of the following. Wave 30 Simulacrum. Yeah, right. A very heavy Domain of Timeless Conflict. That's Legion. Sanctum with no relics. Flawless Breach Zone. Cool. Heist with 4 wings and item quantity. That's mean. Infused Beachhead. Cool. Inscribed Ultimatum. Yeah, that's mean. Okay, well, I'm not planning on going for max challenges anyway. And then this is Ubers. Again. We're not doing Ubers. And how mean is the ultimate grind this league? It looks like lab chests. Yeah. Kind of sucky. Bestiary, 80 bestiary bosses, or 80. That's ridiculous. That's easy. That's easy. It's ridiculously long. And that is potentially doable. Yeah, that's actually pretty mean, this league. Yeah, okay. So, maybe we'll get to 30 challenges this league. I just wanted to see. So the only things I'm going to be forced into, if I want to get a reasonable number of challenges, are probably just not turning off Expedition and doing more Ultimatum that I might plan on. But, all this is optional. The only reason that I would do challenges is partly for the number next to your name on the forums, and also because you get cool armor. But to get the tier 1 armor set, you only got to do 16 challenges, so that's not too bad. And it's 26 for tier 2, that's doable. Or it should be. Usually is. Right. That's quite enough of that. This was a theory episode, so I do apologise for that. I should have flagged this to start with. Hopefully it may have become obvious during the episode, but at least I believe we now have an Atlas plan. Such as it is. It's probably remarkably similar to previous Atlas plans I've had. But, there's thought in it, to some extent. Anyway, that'll do for now. I need food. I shall see you next time. Until then, goodbye.